Midway through 2023, so about 2 years ago, I just entered the very first round of what would be my first public speaking competition. It's a lot of firsts there, isn't it? So, I was practicing the speech in the car ride there, engraving all of it into memory. But I didn't memorize all of it, so I had to bring a sheet, right? But that's life. You can't memorize everything with 2 hours of practice. I was guaranteed a spot to the next round, so I didn't take it as seriously as I probably should have. But that's life. You live and you learn it. So I got up on there and I gave my very first half of the speech. Stuttering, being petrified of actually speaking to people, even though I loved speaking in general. And I was humbled so quickly by how little I really knew about public speaking. So I did the second half of it. When you get to the impromptu, you get given a topic, 2 minutes to prepare, 2 minutes to fill out, completely improvised. And let me tell you, that was about 1 minute of improvisation before I ran out of thoughts and I gave up. I learnt so quickly, I knew bloody nothing. I thought I had this. I was stuck on my high horse that, yeah, I'm so good at public speaking, I don't have to listen to anyone's advice. I'm perfectly fine how I am. Once I did the competition, even though it was guaranteed I would make it there, I still had no idea what I was doing. I was still terrified. I still knew very little about gestures, about pausing. This was just me talking about sharks the entire time. Like, guys, come on, we gotta do this. It's funny to look back on, but holy hell, is it embarrassing. So that's what I did. And then I met someone there, I say this a few times, but she would become my mentor, my public speaking mentor. And at the start, she was giving me a fair bit of advice, but my ego was still blinding me. My ego still whispered in the back of my head saying, don't listen to her. She has no idea what she's talking about. How good is she at public speaking? Now, she got on after me because they wanted to have a little bit of fun because she's been a long-time member as well, so might as well have a little bit of joy with this. And she actually thrashed me. Didn't stutter once. Perfect diction through and through. Gestures were on point. The humour was excellent. Everything was perfect. And I was awestruck. I thought I was good at public speaking and she thrashed me. But, she can't enter. She's a little bit outside the age bracket, but she offered to teach me. So I went along with her and I started to learn. She taught me these things, and like I said, my ego was nipping at me constantly. But something clicked. My ego silenced. All of my counterintuitive thoughts that questioned her stopped. Because I accepted and I realized I knew jack. I knew nothing about public speaking. And that is when I learnt something very important, not just about speaking, but I learnt it from public speaking. You always have so much more to learn. You do not know everything. You do not understand everything. You can think you know everything like I did. You can have this perception of you on your high horse and you are simply undefeatable. No. Put simply, no. There's always more to learn. There's always more you can adapt to. At the end of that first round, that first little competition, I still thought I was the best speaker, and I lost. Why the hell? So I did it again next year. This time, though, I did have less of this nagging thought. I genuinely understood. I know a little bit more about speaking, but there's still so much more I can learn. And I still lost at the end of it, made it to the finals twice. Learn. You truly learn. You don't know everything. Most competitions will teach you this in different aspects of it. I learned specifically You need to have a student mindset. You can sit there on your high horse all day, all night, yapping and thinking, oh, I'm the greatest speaker to ever come out of this world. And then when you get thrashed, when you get absolutely slaughtered on the stage, you realize you have so much more to learn. And that's what I want to give you here. Most of the advice I give to people, most of the advice I aim to give is what I wish I knew when I was younger. And I wish younger me knew that if you just shut up from the start, if you just silence those thoughts that will just sabotage you, you would have made it so much further. You know, you can look back and think, oh man, I wish I won, oh, I should have won, but I'm happy I lost. Very happy I lost, because I wouldn't have kept a student mindset since then. Now it comes and goes, sometimes your ego gets better than you, sometimes your ego scales back. But it's important to remember, you have more to learn in everything in life. No one has everything figured out, no one has everything ready. So just keep your mindset and try to learn from as many people as you can. That's all I've really got to say. Just keep a student mindset. And remember, you don't know everything. You don't understand every single concept in this world. All you do is know what you have, and your ego will exemplify that. I hope that made any sense to you. But yes, that's all I've got to really say. I hope you took something valuable from this, but just keep a student mindset. That's the summary. Alright, fella. See you in the next one.